How's it going, everybody? I am back. This is going to be a video response for RJ Collect sets. I definitely got to get in and support his contest because his channel is awesome. I've been watching RJ's channel for quite a while, and super generous guy. He's does a lot of trivia stuff where he'll post a question. You can email him with an answer, and he'll do a giveaway at the end of the week, and he'll do a couple of those every week. Very generous. And he is a huge Phillies fan. He's a diehard Mike Schmidt fan. And so I decided I would bust out my Mike Schmidt rookie card for this video, just as a tip of the cap to RJ. And then I've also just kind of got the more modern Bryce Harper there. Um, I'm sure he is in the same boat that I am, and Ed and Maiko and all the other Phillies fans, Ray from Philly, and all the Phillies fans out there on the YouTube community that are just mourning the loss of the Phillies in the World Series. So thought I'd bust that out just kind of as a tip of the cap to RJ. He's doing a 300 subscriber contest, and he wants us to share a couple of cards where we focus on the back of the card. And something that we learned, and one of the cards he wants us to share is kind of a star player, and then the other one would be kind of more of just a common type player. And so I have two that stood out to me. This was awesome because I hand collated this set, and when I did the 1969-70 Tall Boys basketball set, I just loved the set, and so I would really spend a lot of time that I wouldn't normally spend when I'm building a set, really just kind of looking at the cards. It was kind of the first vintage set that I hand collected, and it was just a lot of fun to just really put a vintage set together. And so I just was a lot more interested in looking closer at the cards than I do my normal cards that I get. So the star player that I wanted to show first, and this is kind of a tip of the cap to Shane at Shoebox Legends as well. So these are Tall Boys. This is the Dave DeBusschere, and if you guys are basketball fans, you will know Dave DeBusschere is a Hall of Fame basketball player. He's also in the College Basketball Hall of Fame. He was an 8-time All-Star. He won 2 championships with the New York Knicks on their 1970s championship teams with Walt Clyde Frazier. Phil Jackson was a part of the Knicks at that time as well. Obviously, he's known more for his coaching than his playing, but Dave DeBusschere was a big part of those teams, Bill Bradley and those other guys. So this is his 1969-70 top set card, and the back of these are just fantastic because they're bigger. You kind of get a bigger view. This card's got like a press mark in it. This obviously isn't perfect condition, but you get a bigger view of the little cartoon thing on the back. And I love this one because this is where I learned that Dave pitched for the Chicago White Sox. When I got this card, I had no idea that Dave DeBusschere played professional baseball and actually made it to the major leagues and pitched for the White Sox. He pitched for the Chicago White Sox in 1962 and 1963. His record was 3-4. He had a 2.90 ERA, and he threw one complete game. I never knew that. So I did look into his baseball issues, and he is in the 1963 tops. Card number 54. He's featured with 3 other players in a Rookie Stars card. So it's the same set from the Pete Rose rookie. He has one of those, and it's a relatively inexpensive card, but he had a pretty decent major league career, 2.90 ERA. And then, like you say, he pitched for 2 seasons for the White Sox, and he's in 63 tops, and he's also in 1964 tops, card number 247. So neither one of them are high numbers. They're both quite affordable. So I do think I will try to pick those up at some point, just because I think that would be awesome to have those in my collection. But I never knew, because it was well before my time. I was born in the 80s, but it was, something I never knew, that Dave DeBusschere had a Major League Baseball career until I saw the back of that 69-70 Topps Tallboy card. So very cool. And I've got another card from that same set that I want to share. This is John Block, and this is him with San Diego. And the back of his card is cool because he's early in his career. This would be his fourth year card. You'll see there. So he doesn't have a lot of time in, but I'm not familiar with John Block. I hadn't really heard of him. Even to this day, I don't know a whole lot about his playing career beyond that he was, you know, played for the San Diego Clippers for a few years. But I love the back of this. John manages a coffee house in the off season. And this definitely is in the era where minimum player salaries weren't very high. Player salaries in general, it's crazy. You hear stories of a lot of these players who played back in the day worked jobs in the off season. And this definitely would have kind of been in that time. And so, yeah, when he wasn't playing in the NBA, he managed a coffee house in the off season. So I just thought that was cool. And this was fun because when RJ presented this idea, I immediately thought back to this 69 set because I remember looking at the backs and really like reading these fun little facts about guys that played well before I ever collected and guys I wasn't really necessarily familiar with. So I don't know whatever became of John, if he ended up going back and just managing the coffee house after he played or what became of that, but a fun little fact for sure. So that is the one nice thing about Tall Boys is they are big enough that the back cartoon is very readable. It's larger, so you can just kind of see their fun little pictures and stuff that they have there. So that is what I've got. Those are my two that I picked. Shout out to Shoebox Legends on those as well. His backdrop or his little logo thing is one of the hockey cartoon ones that Topps is famous for. So anyway, RJ, thank you for the opportunity. I sure appreciate it. I think this was an awesome video idea, very creative. If you guys aren't familiar with RJ, definitely check him out. He collects sets, and he just has a fantastic collection of cards. I mean, Mike Schmidt stuff for days. And it never gets old for me because I love the Phillies and I love Mike Schmidt. So it's fun seeing new and different and unique Mike Schmidt stuff. His channel is a little bit bad for my PayPal account because I see stuff and I'm like, ooh, I want one of those. Ooh, that's a cool Mike Schmidt. Might have to go check one of those out. So, but in that regard, it's good. He's very inspiring, very good guy. So, shout out to RJ. Go give him a sub if you're not familiar with him, and I will see you guys on the next video.